Today, we are in the retro Florida beach town that refuses to become another concrete jungle. Its unique history dates all the way back to 1915 when tourists flocked here in search of buried treasure.
And while you likely won't find buried treasure on these unbelievably wide beaches nowadays, the real treasure of this beach town is how little has changed. Its shoreline is still dominated by low-rise hotels, old mom-and-pop shops, and old Florida vibes, and it has a mile-long beach path that widens through sea oats instead of shops.
If you're looking for that old Florida you remember and a whole lot more, you'll find it right here in Treasure Island. And over the next 36 hours, we're gonna show you the best of what it has to offer.
Now, one thing that comes to mind when I think of old Florida is not having to deal with crazy crowds when I'm out on the beach. And while Treasure Island's beaches do see their fair share of visitors, their outright massiveness ensures that you'll rarely have trouble finding space to spread out, as sections of this beach get up to 1,000 foot wide. Now, if you're not into beach walks, you may not love the fact that it can take a few minutes just to get down to the water. But another thing that makes Treasure Island feel a little bit more old school is that they actually do allow you to drink alcohol on the beach, so you can feel free to grab a cold one for the walk.
Now, it's a bit too early for even Skylar to crack a cold one, but we did enjoy some good drinks and great food last night. And we will show you more from that experience a bit later, but for now, we're gonna take you to the oldest shop on Treasure Island. Behind me is the Florida Shell Shop. It's been open since 1955. It's family owned and operated and is the longest running retail business on the island. It's been at this location for over 70 years. We'll see you inside.
Now, whether you're looking for souvenirs, coastal decor, small shells, big shells, or even a treasure chest covered in shells, that place has something for you. And even if you're not in the market for any of those things, we'd still recommend checking it out just to take in a little bit of Treasure Island history. Next, we're gonna make a quick stop for breakfast. So for breakfast today, we decided to pop into the Marquise Cafe, which is just a couple of blocks from the Shell Shop. It's an authentic French cafe serving up traditional pastries, quiches, and coffees. Now, it is kind of tucked away in a little strip center, so if you're not looking for it, you will probably miss it. For our order, we decided to share an oat milk latte with their homemade vanilla syrup, a pistachio croissant, and this, which is a Queen Amman. It's a pastry we've never had before, and that's probably a good thing because we learned that it's like a croissant but uses even more butter and more sugar.
I am most excited to try this. You can just peel the layers off the outside here. I would say it's extra buttery, but I think all the sugar is in the middle here, so I gotta get in there. That is so good. The outside's crunchy, the inside is soft and chewy, and it is more buttery and sweet. I think it's great. Very creamy, very nutty. The croissant's flaky. It's really good.
We just finished our breakfast at Marquise Cafe, and we are really glad we decided to check out that place. Now, the coffee we thought was just okay. The flavor of the syrup was really good, but the coffee flavor was a little bit weak for our taste. But we absolutely love those pastries, especially that Queen Amman. It was so flaky and buttery. Now, we should also mention that Marquise Cafe is located right across the street from Sea Dog, which is my go-to spot here on Treasure Island for a good craft beer. But it's also located right next to Sunset Beach, and since the sun is now out, I think we're going to take you there next.
We have made it to Sunset Beach, which is on the southern tip of Treasure Island. Now this area is more residential and it tends to be more chill. The beach here isn't as wide as the beach further north on the island, and there are 2 small parking lots. We found the parking rate to be around $5.50 per hour. This area was hit really hard by the hurricanes in 2024. They are currently working on restoration. They've planted vegetation to try to rebuild the dunes, but even though it looks different, it is still beautiful, and we're going to show it to you now.
Now we have got an absolutely gorgeous day out here on Sunset Beach. The sand on this beach is pretty soft, but it's also quite shelly. We've seen quite a few people out here looking for shells today, but we've actually been preferring watching the electric surfboards. Now the amenities on this beach are still limited after the hurricanes, but we did see a kids playground and a couple of porta potties. When you're driving down to Sunset Beach, you will go right by one of the most popular beachfront bars in all of Tampa Bay. It's about a mile up the beach, and we're gonna head that way next.
Thank goodness everybody is pretty chill out here, because we definitely forgot to take this thing off of our scooters. We have made it to Caddy's on the Beach, which is the original Caddy's in the Tampa Bay area. They are known for their feet in the sand, kind of dining, and their party atmosphere. Now they are still renovating the original building since the hurricanes, and we're sure it's gonna look fantastic once it's done. But in the meantime, they have reopened in a smaller capacity. They've got a bunch of covered seating, a huge tent, and a full bar. And today they even had a DJ. Right across the street from Caddy's is one of our favorite places to watch live music, and you might actually be able to hear the band a little bit right now. We went there last night after checking into our hotel and having dinner, so we're gonna show you those experiences and then meet back up with you for lunch.
We decided to start our time in Treasure Island off strong with a sunset dinner at Sloppy Joe's. Now normally we'd be dining out on their beachfront patio and enjoying the sunset, but it is currently raining, so we're dining inside tonight. Now if you've watched our Key West episodes, you may recall that we paid a couple of visits to the original Sloppy Joe's there, but the one here is the only other Sloppy Joe's bar and restaurant. To start things off, I got a red ale from Marker 48 Brewing, and Jamie got a strawberry basil lemonade. For an appetizer, I saw that they had deviled eggs on the menu. You rarely see that, and I love deviled eggs, so I had to order those. Another thing you rarely see is a Reuben burger. We've had a lot of Reubens on this channel, but I've definitely never had a Reuben burger, so I'm really excited to try that. And we couldn't come to Sloppy Joe's without ordering their famous Big Sloppy, so we got one of those as well.
We just got done with our dinner at Sloppy Joe's, and we decided to come out to the beachfront patio area because it was pretty packed inside and very loud. Now we did enjoy everything that we tried. Those deviled eggs were creamy and the bacon was a nice addition. That Sloppy Joe definitely took us down memory lane. The bun was very soft and we really liked the flavor of that meat mixture. But by far, we both agreed our favorite thing was that Reuben burger. It was thick, cooked perfectly, and all the flavors of the Reuben sandwich came through, including the Swiss cheese, the sauerkraut, the pastrami, and the Thousand Island dressing. So our plan was to take our scooters to a place to watch live music, but as you may have noticed, it is still storming, but we have a backup plan.
So our backup plan was to call the Free Beach Ride, which is a ride-hailing app out here on the islands that works on tips. But apparently they are in high demand tonight, and after waiting on hold for about 10 minutes, we decided to resort to our backup plan, which was to put on our raincoats and make the mile or so walk to our next destination. Now, at least for now, we do have a little bit of a break in the rain, so hopefully we stay dry. Now, those of you who are familiar with Treasure Island probably knew exactly where we were heading when we mentioned we were going to see some live music earlier, and that is Katiki, which is directly behind me. It's pretty much the epitome of no shoes, no problem, as many of its patrons roll in directly off the beach and dance the night away under the giant tiki hut. It's been a staple of Treasure Island since 1982, and it's got to be the best spot, not just here, but on all the barrier islands, to get cheap burgers, grab a cold beer, and watch some live music. We'll see you in there.
On our way to our lunch spot, we remember that there was one more spot we wanted to show you in this area, and that is the Suncoast Surf Shop. It was established in 1966, but it hasn't always looked like this. Back in 1995, an old neon sign malfunctioned and started the place on fire. And because the owner was such a beloved member of the community, they rallied around him to build the two-story surf shack you see today.
So that place is definitely worth visiting. The bottom floor is full of beach gear and attire, but upstairs is where it really gets fun because that's where you'll find the surfboards, skimboards, skateboards, and wetsuits. Now they do rent a bunch of different boards and even bikes as well. We probably actually would have rented paddle boards from them if we didn't have complimentary paddle boards at the hotel we're staying at. Hopefully we'll be able to get out on those later on, but for now it's time to head to lunch.
Wait, I thought you only ordered one beer.
Well, the keg blew on the amber box, so they gave me some Bud Light too.
We have made it to the Floridian for lunch. It's been a staple here on Treasure Island for over 30 years. It's a pretty small space with only a few tables inside, but they do have this covered patio outdoors as well. They are known for their Tampa-style Cuban sandwiches. They use Genoa salami and a mustard mayo mix, which makes it a little bit different from the Miami Cuban sandwich. Now, as you can see, these are huge, so we decided to split one. Now, we have had Cuban sandwiches here before, so we knew they were gonna be good, and they are just as good as we remember. I do like the addition of the salami. The bread is crunchy, there's plenty of pickles in there, and that sauce is creamy and delicious.
While we have had a few Cubans here, one thing we have never had is a devil crab, which apparently is another thing they're well known for. They said it's kind of like a hush puppy, but with crab stuffed inside. So that is crunchy on the outside and gooey in the middle. It is kind of like a hush puppy. It has a little bit of crab flavor. If you enjoy crab and hush puppies, you are definitely gonna like this.
We just got finished with lunch at the Floridian, and another great thing about that place is that it is close to so many other spots we are going to be taking you to later today and tomorrow, including our hotel, which is right behind me, and our room is actually way up there. Now, we are going to be giving you a full tour of it that we filmed yesterday, but first we did want to let y'all know that we are once again partnering with Visit St. Pete Clearwater to bring you the best that Treasure Island has to offer. They're a great resource for everything Treasure Island, as well as anywhere else in Pinellas County, so make sure to visit their website or their YouTube page before your next visit. Now let's go check out our penthouse suite. welcome to the Royal Palm Penthouse Suite here at the Bilmar Beach Resort. It's got almost 800 square feet. It's an open floor plan, and it kind of feels like we have our very own spacious studio apartment right on the beach. The living area has a couple of chairs, a pull-out couch, and a very spacious table right next to the floor-to-ceiling windows with amazing views of the Gulf and that beautiful wide beach. Across from that view is the kitchenette. It's got a full-size refrigerator and freezer, a glass cooktop, a microwave, and the cabinets are stocked with silverware, glasses, dishes, and pots and pans. It also has a sink, coffee maker, and is stocked with coffee. The kitchen and dining space opens right up into the sleeping area. It's got a king-size bed, and it's full of those retro beachy vibes that Treasure Island is so well known for. I love that this space feels like it's out of the 60s or 70s, but it's very functional. To my right, there is a spacious closet with a safe. To my left is a large flat screen TV. There are deep drawers on either side of the bed, and those cabinets both have multiple charging ports that you can access from the bed. Next to the bed is where you'll find the entrance to the first part of this enormous bathroom. Here you'll find a full-length mirror, a heart-shaped jacuzzi tub, a walk-in shower, and one of the sinks. Beyond that is the second part of the bathroom where you'll find the toilet and another sink with a ton of counter space. Beyond this door is the entryway to the suite, and something really cool about this unit, if you're traveling with a larger group, you can also rent the unit next door and connect to it through that door. Now there's one more thing we have to show you, and that is our private balcony. Now it is currently raining and we've been even hearing some thunder, but we're still enjoying the amazing views, and we love that this area is covered so we can also have our door open and just really enjoy that Gulf breeze. Now typically this would be the spot to catch a Treasure Island sunset, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get much of anything tonight. Thankfully the weather is supposed to improve during our stay, so hopefully we'll get to show you one later on in this episode. Now one more thing we can see from our balcony is the Treasure Island Beach Trail, which we're gonna meet you on next. We are on the Treasure Island Beach Trail, which is a concrete path that was built in 1966, back when a lot of these properties were being constructed. It was made in order to connect those properties so people could walk from one place to the other without losing sight of the water.
Now, one of the many perks of staying at the Bilmar is that they do have several complimentary rental options. I believe I mentioned earlier that they have paddle boards, but I think they also have kayaks. We've really been enjoying riding those beach cruisers on the trail. It's been super relaxing, and we've taken them all the way up about as far north as you can get, which is where we're at right now. Along the way, we did see someone flying a kite on the beach, and these wide beaches are perfect for that. They actually have a kite festival here every year, as well as a sand sculpture festival, and we're gonna show you some footage from both of those two events while we ride back to the Bilmar.
We've almost made it back to the Bilmar, but we did want to stop by the municipal public beach. Unfortunately, the snack shop and the amenities haven't yet reopened since the hurricanes, but good news is the beach accesses are open, the parking lot is open, and currently parking is only $2 an hour.
So we made it back to the Bilmar. I was planning on taking a paddleboard out, but it ended up being pretty much perfect weather for biking, so we spent more time out on the trail than we were expecting. Now it's only about 40 minutes till sunset, and it's actually getting kind of cold out. Plus we're gonna be getting out on the water tomorrow, so I think we're gonna skip paddleboarding today and just sit out here and enjoy the sunset and then head to dinner.
Now that we've made it on the beach, you can really see how sprawling this property is. It opened back in 1962, and it was designed to really utilize its beachfront space. I think 90% of the rooms have a Gulf front view. Because the beach is so wide here, it does take a while to get out to the water. Another great thing about the Bilmar property is that the sand actually goes all the way up to the buildings, so a lot of people don't even make the walk and they just lounge in chairs right outside of their rooms. Last night was quite gloomy, but tonight is setting up for a really good sunset.
So I know we mentioned earlier down on Sunset Beach how the sand there was a bit shelly, but here up by the Bilmar, once you get down by the water, the sand is super soft and powdery. There are a few shells, but not too many. After sunset, we had to rush back to our room to catch the afterglow from our balcony, and it is every bit as beautiful of a view as we thought it would be. It's also really nice to see the beach trail so much more active tonight, as well as the patio at Sloppy Joe's. I think we're gonna sit out here and enjoy these views for just a little bit longer, and then we'll meet you at dinner right across the street.
We have made it to our dinner spot at the VIP lounge, and it may look like we are in a parking lot, and that is because we are. If you come in through the front door, you actually have to walk through the dining room, through the kitchen, and see the hostess at the back to put your name on the list, because this place does not accept any reservations.
Now, after you get on the list, you have to get a margarita from the back bar because they make them really good. We tend to call them parking lot margaritas because the back area is normally so busy, we end up enjoying ours in the parking lot. Now, if you end up showing up here on a Saturday night like we did, you're almost surely gonna have a wait, but we don't mind it one bit.
We just finished up at VIP, and some of our favorite things to order are the shredded beef wet burrito, which they smother in their red sauce and it never disappoints, as well as the Mexican pizza. Now tonight we got it with two different meats, the chorizo and the shredded pork, and that went together really well. The other people we were dining with had the pork belly tacos and the taco salad, and both of those were really good as well. Now I should mention Skylar also ordered a jalapeno margarita, which he thought was amazing, and we would recommend that you only have 2 margaritas here because they are very strong. Now next we're taking you to another live music spot, and it's right next door.
So we went from parking lot margaritas at VIP to a parking lot dance party at Ricky T's. The band tonight is called Swipe Right. It's the first time we've seen them, but they play a pretty good mix and we do really enjoy some of their songs and they bring a lot of energy. We had to take a break to grab a couple of drinks. Jamie got some sort of blueberry mocktail with a tahini rim. She said it's really good. And I, of course, got a Miller High Life. I think we're gonna listen to the band for a little bit longer and then we'll see you back in the morning. So we woke up to the sound of seagulls this morning and it is foggy out there. You can't even see the Gulf, so we know that visibility is less than 1,000 feet. But at least it's not raining and hopefully that fog will clear off soon. And just like that, the fog is gone. So Jamie really wanted to go check out another local coffee shop this morning, but I wasn't hungry after last night, and also they had some decent complimentary coffee in the lobby. So being the great negotiator that I am, I suggested that she go to the coffee shop and get a coffee, and I would come down to Sloppy Joe's to take advantage of the $5 gift certificate that they gave us when we checked in. And this thing is amazing, and you absolutely cannot beat this view. Breakfast of Champions.
So I walked over to Curious Soul, which is actually right next door to the place we went and ate our Cuban at yesterday. Now this is a small batch bakery that opened around 5 months ago, but apparently the word is already out because they were very busy, and by the time I got there, they were already sold out of all their kinds of bagels except for one. So I got a raisin sourdough bagel breakfast sandwich with cheese and bacon. I also ordered an iced latte. I went with their February special and I already drank part of it on the walk back here. Now from speaking with the staff, they do use 4 shots in their larger size, and they also use a local St. Pete roaster. The coffee was very robust and very good. So if you're looking for a strong coffee, then this is your spot. But now it is time to try this breakfast sandwich. This bagel feels very dense. The bacon looks great too.
You better eat that thing before the birds realize you have it.
I know, there's a lot of birds behind me.
And they will steal an entire sandwich. I've had it happen before.
It's dense and delicious.
Good.
I kind of like the little bit of sweetness that the raisins add. So even though Skylar said he wasn't hungry, he now wants to try my bagel sandwich because it looks so good.
It does. And I love raisins, so I'm excited for this. I agree, that's delicious.
Skylar approves. I think this is a great handheld beach option. Not too far of a walk. Come out here to this beautiful beach. The beach chairs we're using right now are complimentary at the Bilmar. You check them out at the same stand where we checked out the beach cruisers yesterday. And somewhere behind me is where you can check out one of the paddle boards. I think the staff said they are complimentary for an hour and they're usually available between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Now, when I talked about having room to spread out on this beach, this is what I mean. Just for reference, it's early afternoon on a Sunday right now. It's around 80 degrees. There's hardly a cloud in the sky. I'm sure there's a lot of beaches around here that are packed right now, and this one does not feel packed at all. There's literally no one within about 100 feet of us where we set up camp, and we could have even more space than that to ourselves if we wanted to.
If you're planning on staying all day out here and need some shade, you can rent an umbrella for $20, or you can rent 2 loungers and an umbrella for $40. This beach area in front of the Bilmar is next to another public beach access parking lot, and that's where you see the giant inflatable slide, as well as the blue beach mat that goes quite a ways out onto the beach. Now, if you're just not a beach person but are staying at the Bilmar, we should note they have 2 different pools. There's one pool area that's in a courtyard with a hot tub, and there's a second pool that's right on the beach next to Sloppy Joe's. Once you've had enough sun, we have a fun place to cool down in the AC we're gonna show you next. But first, we do have to thank the Bilmar for hosting us this weekend and allowing us to show you how amazing staying in this area of Florida can be. So when you're ready to book your next Treasure Island getaway, then scan the QR code on the screen or visit their website directly to see all of the Gulf front rooms they have available.
Even the car wash in Treasure Island is pirate themed. I love it. Our next stop here in Treasure Island is the Atomic Claw, which is actually located right across the street from the Curious Soul. And just like that bakery, it's one of the newer spots here in Treasure Island as it just opened up in 2025. It's inspired by the Claw arcades in Tokyo, and it's the first of its kind in the Tampa Bay area. We'll see you in there. Feeling good? All right. Ooh. Ah.
Since I failed, Skylar is gonna try to get a Yoshi. I think he's gonna go for a different one though. So you usually have like 20 seconds to line it up.
Well, no way, not even
Oh
close.
man. We were happy to see that you can use dollar bills, or you can also get a card and load it with however many points you want to. Oh, we are striking out with Yoshi.
We are not good at these. We're gonna try our luck at these cow donkey things instead. So we got $3 bills left, which means 3 more attempts at this thing. So we dug through Jamie's purse and found $1 more, so I'm gonna give one more try at the Yoshi. All right, I'm going for this blue one. Oh, yes! We did have a lot of fun here at the Atomic Claw, even though we weren't very good at it. If you are good at it though and win a lot of the smaller prizes, you can trade them up for a larger one. Thankfully, Jamie seems to be content with her one Yoshi, so we won't have to blow our entire budget here. Next, we're gonna go grab a late lunch.
Now the weather is so nice today, we couldn't pass up the opportunity to have another meal on the beach. So we are here at Waves, which is the beach bar at the Bilmar. Skylar ordered a gin gimlet, which he said was very refreshing. And I went with a passion fruit mojito, and I was really impressed to see they used real passion fruit.
For lunch today, we ordered 3 things. The first thing is the grinds balls, which is their homemade buffalo chicken dip wrapped around blue cheese and breaded and fried. We also got the luau nachos, which come loaded with their brisket and a bunch of other things. And we got a mango salad topped with chicken. Now these balls are by far the most unique thing we ordered, so I'm gonna try them first. The buffalo chicken dip tastes really good, and the breading is really thin but still really crunchy, so it's just like eating buffalo chicken dip with a nice crunch. I do like them.
That salad is loaded with mangoes, feta cheese, cranberries, pecans, and sunflower seeds. But my favorite has to be that chicken on top. I think it's got a blackened seasoning on it, and it's very tender.
The star of these nachos is without a doubt that brisket. It has such a strong smoky flavor. I honestly don't even know if I'd want to eat a whole lot of it by itself, but on the nachos, it's perfect. Just a little bit goes a really long ways. It's delicious.
We had one quick stop before we head to our next activity.
Our next Treasure Island adventure is taking us out on the water with Suncoast Sailing. Now we did stop through Walgreens to grab a few drinks because they do have a cooler on board, but when we were checking in at the bodega, we realized they actually sold drinks right there, so that stop at Walgreens wasn't necessary. We're sailing out of a little marina right behind the Waffle House on Gulf Boulevard, and the weather is perfect right now. The seas are calm, and that means we will be able to go out in the Gulf.
Tonight we are on the Suncoast Horizon. It is a 55-foot topsail schooner, and it is known to be the most photographed vessel in Tampa Bay because of its deep red sails. You can book excursions to go out during the day or during sunset, and right now we're on our way to the Gulf to watch sunset. We should note that this vessel does have a restroom on board, and overall it's a pretty chill experience. They're just playing low music, and we're just taking in the views.
When we got on the sailboat, the staff did give us a little tip that there's actually 2 bean bags at the front of the boat, so we do by far have the most comfortable seats on the boat, but if you want a little bit of a better view and want to sit up a little bit higher, you might want to grab some seats towards the back of the boat. Now we have been out on a few sunset cruises that are maybe an hour, hour and a half long, but this one is a full 2.5 hours, which we think is pretty awesome. And if you're thinking this video is pretty awesome or even just pretty okay, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button or that hype button, because every time you do that, it helps this video reach a wider audience and helps us keep making more Florida content. So far, this sunset cruise definitely is more of a chill vibe than a party vibe, and after 2 really fun but also quite exhausting days here in Treasure Island, we are appreciating just being able to sit back and relax. Right now we're sailing through John's Pass, which is just across the bridge from Treasure Island. We actually were filming here just a few weeks ago, and if you haven't yet seen our Madeira Beach episode, we do recommend you check that out after this one. So we noticed a while back that the drawbridge was starting to open, but it took us a few seconds to realize that it was actually opening for us. We weren't so sure what Yoshi would think about the sailing experience, but he appears to be liking it.
Now this is normally the part in the video where we shout out the first 3 of you who guessed where we would be filming this episode. But our Northport episode just went live yesterday and we have been so busy, we're not sure which 3 of you were first, but we do know that a bunch of you did guess Treasure Island. Also, we're still deciding between a few destinations for our next episode, so future me is going to have to give you an update on both of those while we show you some beautiful footage from this sailing experience. The first person to guess Treasure Island correctly was Sarah Gates. The second was Julie Wall, and the third was Yabba Dabba Doo. Thanks to everyone who participated this week. In our next episode, we'll be traveling nearly 100 miles in a straight line over the course of 2 days in Florida, but it won't be in a car, on a plane, or in a train. If you think you know our next filming destination, put your best guess in the comments, and the first 3 to get it right will get a shout out in that episode.
Now this sunset cruise will only cost you $65, which we think is an absolute bargain. They do actually operate a smaller sailboat as well, and you can book that one for private charters.
We do have to thank Suncoast Sailing for hosting us on this sunset cruise tonight to show you this amazing experience. Now, if you're ready to book your own tour with them, then go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen or visit their website directly. Now that the sun is getting closer to setting, it is starting to cool down, and the staff came around with some blankets, so that was a nice surprise.
That sunset, it's on you.
The sun has set, the daylight is coming to an end, and so is our time here on Treasure Island. We really hope you enjoyed hanging out with us over the last couple of days. And if you do want to join us on many of our future Florida adventures, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and have those notifications turned on. Thanks for watching.